Disney Plus likes to make true story movies about extraordinary events, people, and animals that haven't received their due honoured place in history. Netflix recently added a film called MILF. Choose quality over quantity, kids. So one of the earliest Disney Plus original movies, though come to think of it, they've only released about 9 so far, so everything is one of the earliest releases up till now, was Togo. A movie that gives us another reason to dislike the Balto movie, aside from it being a horrible piece of shit. What? Who said that? Anyway, Togo is about the 1925 diphtheria serum run to Nome, Alaska. A bunch of kids were dying from diphtheria. Always a good plot. Always a good plot for a movie. And basically, they needed to get this serum up like 600 miles or something. And the weather was coming in. What are you going to do? There's a blizzard. See, it all sounds like too perfect form story for it to be real, but it absolutely is, which is why it's such a great premise. But basically, this big blizzard was coming in, meant that no plane could get up to them, so they were going to have to use dog sleds. So they went to the best dog sledder around, Leonard Seppala, and his amazing dog Togo, and basically said, could you guys go do that for us? Would you mind? And he's like, fine. Even though they don't have kids, but they did have a kid in real life. That's one of the weird things. Like, a lot of this story, you don't expect to be true when it is, but the fact that they don't have a kid in the film, but did in real life, that seems such a weird thing to change for me. I guess because they wanted to show Togo was like their child, you know? I don't know. Togo's basically at the point where he's getting too old for this kind of job, but he won't be left behind. He refuses to be left behind. He's going along with the pack no matter what. I know that kind of makes it sound like the dog like talks in the movie or something, but this isn't that kind of stupid dumbass movie like Balto. What? Who keeps saying these things? So yeah, we see a lot of flashbacks as we go through of Togo as a pup, and he was like a runt, you know, so everybody except for Seppala's wife thought that he was too small to be a sled dog, and he turned out to be a lead dog. What? One of the best ever. And basically he was like, you know, Seppala kept trying to put him in kennels and things and tried to sell him off multiple times, and yet, you know, one of the times he was in this woman's house that he'd just been sold to, and he just jumped out a window to get back to Seppala, and that's real. That's like true story that actually happened. He jumped through a window. It's unbelievable. And basically Seppala then was forced eventually to give him a chance, and he turned out to be one of the best sled dogs ever and won him some major races. Incredible stuff. It's such a cool story. And then they go on this run, and during the run, the politicians basically say, oh no, we'll make it into a relay, so lots of teams will do a bit of the journey. And Seppala didn't know this, and there was no way to contact him while he was already out, so he just had to accidentally, luckily, run into the person who had the serum on his route, and then turn back and do the longest stretch of the whole thing, and by far the most dangerous stretch, over a part of the ocean that was frozen over and was in the process of melting back. Like, you're just going, ah! It's crazy. And yeah, they basically got to do this big, huge stretch of it, and then at the end, for the last, like, 30 mile, I don't know, Balto takes over on his team, and then he gets honoured and gets the big statue in New York and all that crap. And Togo is just not remembered at all. It's just horseshit. God. Fuck you, Balto. Fuck you. Terrible film. God. Anyway, here is my 1 minute review for Togo.
I got Togo!
I loved this, and I loved it way more than I thought I could, because, you know, recently dog films were talking The Call of the Wild, you know, and I underestimated how good a dog film could be when it's not a hugely expensive and unrealistic CGI lead, okay? When they just use a proper dog, and the dog they use for Togo is Togo's great-grandson, like 14 times removed, which is so cool, because Seppala actually bred Togo, as you see near the end of the film, to make a whole, like, subspecies of dog, and also Willem Dafoe as Seppala, mwah, okay? And it's so emotional. It's so good. It's an emotional roller coaster of a film when you really don't expect it to be. It seems like a fun adventure film taking this journey. Can he get there in time? Can he do all this? It's so emotional though. I don't want to spoil too many of the intricate bits, but there are some moments where you just go, oh my, no, can't possibly be real. And it is, and that's the best kind of true story film, you know? I'm going to give this film 81 out of 100, and I'm going to just condemn Netflix again for not being more like Disney Plus with their original movies. And that's all for this 1 minute review, folks. I'm looking forward to working my way through some of this Disney Plus original content now that I've actually got it. Let me know what else you want to see get a 1 minute review. Also, please subscribe. Bye!